All right. Thank you, Lord. All right. So part three, the blueprint framework. Right. This is something custom at the Growth Masters. This is what we use for many of our clients. All right. The first step cycle that replaces the weekly blank page. So it's first step, and then replace that weekly thing of you having a blank page and now thinking about a new thing to start. So how does it look like? So this is the graph that we have here. It will clearly help you see what's happening. So the blueprint loop, a repeating monthly cycle that decides what belongs on the calendar. The first thing you want to do is to diagnose. So identify the single binding constraint right now. So here what you want to do is I want to really like what's constraining your business right now, what's stopping your growth. And there are different things. There are four things that could stop growth, and we'll talk about them in the next slide. Two, design. Map content to move that exact constraint. So what could you address? Which aspect of it could you address, right? To actually, deal with that particular constraint. And then three, deploy. That's the production and publishing side. That's where things actually move to the next level. And then four, you want to diagnose again. So rerun at month starts this whole thing. And then, yeah, at the beginning of the month as well, whichever period in the month decide to do this. Whenever there's a new constraint that started, you remember it's a constraint that drove your designing and your deployment. So it's all based on that decision of what exactly to do about that constraint. All right. So resolving one constraint almost always reveals the next one underneath it. That's the truth of the matter. You will see that. All right. So let's look at it with more detail. So the blueprint framework. So diagnose and design. So step one, diagnosis. All right. So once a month, you want to identify which single constraint is actually limiting growth. Every once a month, you want to do that. So it could be visibility. That's you are not visible enough. Or yeah, you are not visible enough. And then authority. And with authority, you may think you are an authority, but does the market considers you as part of the authorities in the field? So some will say authority and visibility will be everything we have to marinate. And then beyond that, conversion in your despite the fact that you are known there, you are known for something, and then you are even visible. How accurately, how quickly, and how efficiently are you able to convert to move people from being strangers to them being clients? That matters a lot. Right? And then capacity. Capacity has to do with your ability to do these things without being exhausted. To have a great business without being exhausted, without being overwhelmed. To have great months without your content suffering. Or to have a great content and then other things are suffering the business. So capacity of your business. So this one step removes the guesswork from every content decision every month. So that every month you just know what's happening in the business and you want to address it in a very special way. That's really what's. And then here the design, right? So step two, design. So you want to map that month's content specifically to move the diagnose constraint, right? Using which framework applies. So what we've done is that throughout the webinars that we had in the past, we addressed many of those issues, be visibility, conversion, and then capacity. So we have different framework that you can use. If it's an authority pattern, there's authority gap that helps you build authority in the market. If it's an ownership ladder, right? Ownership ladder helps you, know exactly the type of content or the things that like building a database and not being dependent on a market, right? On a platform. That's what ownership can be. We have different things. The belief bridge. These are things that also have to do with authority as well, right? And then we have also have some different things over there. So just go through the video series, right? And just based on what you point out as your issue, be visibility, authority, conversion, or capacity, and then just pick one of those series. Just pick a framework that will help you out of it. Trying to explain again this whole framework over here will be making these videos too long, so I'll just recommend you to those other videos. And I think what I will try and do is, or what we try to do is that you just put those videos that will give you a glimpse into those frameworks in the comment section over here. Yeah. So design turns a diagnosis into the actual plan. Right. So you know what's wrong, you know what's supposed to be fixed. But at the design level now, you know, okay, this is how I'm going to address this. Right. So this is where the things turn more practical. And then three, deploy. So here you are going to not just produce but also publish. So produce and publish the plan content. Right. Your content batch. So gated through the one post rule and dilution check. These are all things that we discussed in the previous webinars from earlier chapters, so quality doesn't erode under the pressure of the plan. And really, quality should not erode under the design of the plan. And then step 4, diagnose again. So at the start of the next month, rerun the diagnosis. So that's something you want to do month after month. And then resolving one constraint almost always reveals the next one underneath it, which is why it is a loop. So not a one-time fix. So, okay, by the time you start dealing with authority, you realize that, okay, I'm not authoritative, but do I stop being authoritative over there? Okay, I need to be more visible. Okay, but okay, it seems like it's about conversion. Let me do that. So you just keep on knowing what to do. And that knowing what to do is not just based on you, it's also based on what's happening in the market. If during that month there was a story that a certain coach in your industry, maybe for some reason, stole or took clients' money, disappeared, or was involved in a big scandal, visibility can be high, authority can be high, but then conversion will be the problem for a couple of months or for a certain season in that particular industry. And that has nothing to do with you per se. And it doesn't matter even how hard or strong your authority is, you may be some way somehow affected by it. So this is how you really want to process what's happening. So the blueprint loop at a glance. So first one is diagnosis. So name the binding constraint. 2 is design. Map content to move it. So which type of content are you going to do to deal with that particular constraint? 3 is deployment. So you want to produce and publish gated for quality. So there are frameworks there to get the quality, not so that you just don't release the wrong things or just release for release sake. And then 4, doing it again month after month. That's where the loop effect really works with this blueprint. So you can go ahead and do that. So you already know what's missing, what's the missing upstream or what's missing up there, right? So let's build your loop. Let's build it with you together. So we are offering you a free 15-minute call where we'd like to hear about your business and see exactly how we can help you in a more unique way and provide you some answers as well. Right, that's completely free. So make sure you check the link in the description to actually book that. Thank you once again for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next webinar. Bye bye.